I'm looking out over Tiananmen Square from the Gate of Heavenly Purity. Today I did Mao Mausoleum, the Great Hall of the People, the Performing Arts Center, and now Tiananmen Gate. In English it's the Gate of Heavenly Purity, but like a lot of the things that become so well known and popular, it's confusing to me to refer to it as the Gate of Heavenly Purity. It's nice to know that's what it means, but it's a lot easier to just say Tiananmen. Men is gate, and T is sky. On men means, or on means safety. I'm more used to it meaning like safety. You have to check your bag. I've lost track now. Lost track of how many times I've checked my bag in the last several hours. How many security checkpoints I've cleared, etc. This is the first wooden national emblem made after the founding of the People's Republic of China, which is 2.66 meters high, 2.46 meters wide, and weighs 213.4 kilograms. Placed on Tiananmen Gate Tower 1 week before the first anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, and was kept there from 1950 to early April 1970. Oh. You can see here what it looks like in various stages before Tiananmen Square was created. The Imperial Gate on the central meridian, the north-south axis of the city, extended out in a broad T. I think they called it the Hall of 1,000 Paces. So there was a very large gate that connected Tiananmen with the outer gate of Forbidden City. It was largely in place until I think the 50s or 60s even. They started tearing the walls down in the 50s, 60s. And I don't think it was till the 60s or even 70s when the modern version that we have now of Tiananmen Square and the outer part of the Imperial City here was changed over to a broad axis. See, this says 50. You can see here they've torn it down, so that's 1950. Here's what it looks like today. I crossed over the moat here on this bridge. This series of gates is so grand, but I think it would pretty much have only been used by the emperor when he would enter and exit the city on, expeditions. The rest of the time, I think it was pretty much closed to any in and out traffic. Yellow glazed tiles are a hallmark of the emperor. You can see here they've got different bishi, mythical creatures on the roof. Dragons on the roof are quite common since they are the god of water, and they protect against fire in Asian culture. Dragons live in the ocean is the idea. Duguang interface between the post and lintel allows for corbelled overhanging eaves. Lanterns, coffered painted ceiling, massive wooden columns, Stone balustrades lit up at night with fountains in the moat. This I saw when I came in. I've not seen many of these. I'd like to have more information on what kind of column this is. Looks like a dragon on top. And I don't know if he's supposed to be on top of a cloud there, I guess. The cross piece is like a cloud. Here are the massive stone lions. Sometimes in the West we call these foo dogs. That guard the entrance to Tianamen. This gate's very important since this is where Mao stood when he proclaimed, oh, no photography. When he proclaimed the Republic, October 1st, 1949, the PRC founding date. Chiang Kai-shek was driven off to Taiwan. They still use this for reviewing the troops, massive marching troops and all that kind of stuff. I think the PRC will stand up here, since when they're over there at the Great Hall, they can't really review. There's no balcony. Would have been smart to include one in the design, but I guess they already had this gate when that was built for the reviewing. These buildings are Soviet style. The National Museum was just renovated a couple years ago. They combined the History Propaganda Museum with the ancient artifacts and art. Martyrs Monument. They had scaffolding around it that just got removed in the last week. I hate having to go through so much security. I had to go through security when I went in and out of Tiananmen Square, check my bag. I had to go through security and check my bag here again. It's like such a hassle. You go through security in the subway, take your bag off, put it through the scanner. It kind of ruins the experience. You know, it's one thing to pass through multiple gates like this, but then to have to like go through the security, each one of them too. You do feel like you're a visitor entering the old imperial city, going through all these checkpoints. Gets a little redundant. I understand the need for crowd control and security, but it's really daunting. I would advise you not to bring a bag with you and make one day of visiting Mao's Mausoleum, Great Hall, and this stuff, and you can get through a little quicker. You still got to go through the security lines, but you don't have to check a bag. It goes a lot smoother. So just have some cash and you can buy snacks and water and bang it out in one day, get it over with. And then save the Forbidden City for another day after you've done all this stuff. So now I want to go into Zhongshan Park and Workers' Palace and all that. It is a beautiful coffered ceiling though. This is a replica of the first 5-star red flag of the People's Republic of China, hoisted by Chairman Mao Zedong himself. Founding ceremony, People's Republic, China, 1949. The original's in the National Museum. It's really nice to see a restored ceiling like this with all the vibrant colors. The guidebook called it overpainted, but I don't think it's gaudy at all. I think it's actually quite appropriate for the space. The painting actually allows you to make out all the different pieces that are going into the dugong system. You know, these really aren't dugongs here, these are just corbels. They help spread out the weight on the post and lintel system. Sometimes they can be quite elaborate themselves. The dugongs are really these brackets, which not much more elaborate on the corners. But you'll see some real elaborate ones on certain temples. Chairman Mao. So there's still somewhat a cult of Mao in China, with people having his picture on their lintel. They've got him embalmed, obviously, at the mausoleum, and people buy flowers and come through by the masses every day to pay the tribute. There's a librarian at the Peking University building. I haven't visited yet, but they supposedly have his desk and a bit of information on how he was introduced to Marxism, socialism ideas while working at the library there. It's just up by the art museum. Let's see. Not sure who we're looking at here. Probably the transition now between this maybe Deng Xiaoping. Is that Deng Xiaoping? Mao is such a heavy influence. You don't see that many pictures of the other premiers. Zhou Enlai, I can recognize Zhou Enlai pretty much from a picture, but the rest I have trouble with. Ah, here's his loudspeaker. His microphone. Replica of the microphone, which Mao solemnly announced to the world, founding of the People's Republic of China, founding ceremony October 1st, 1949. I plan to leave China before October 1st, since the national holiday, it's like Golden Week, and a lot of travel and crowds and things. So I didn't want to deal with all that. Although I'll have done most of the touristy stuff by then. But I need to move into a new apartment in New York, so on October 1st. And then I was supposed to be in Korea, but I'll bump my trip to Seoul back a little until I get moved in. That's it, I guess. Not a whole lot else to see, I don't think. I'm gonna go down the other side of the gate here. Is the exit. And we'll be on, there's 2 parks and some temples here in this section of Tianamen Gate. I should have gotten my ticket too, because I think I need a ticket for Junction Park at the same time. Should have gotten one, so I don't have to wait online again. Only 1 hour your bag check. It's only 3 yen to check a bag, but you've got to get it back in an hour. They charge you more. I'm sure it's not that much more, but anyhow. I don't know why I hold on to all these tickets, but I do. I got them in a big stack at home. At my hostel anyway. Piling up on my desk. When I left Suzhou and Hangzhou, I made a decoration out of them for the hostel and gave it to them. And they put it up on their wall, but that's the Forbidden City up there. And this is Tiananmen Square down here. So now get into the park. I guess I can enter over there. Probably have to buy a ticket as well. Let's see if they're gonna make me do a bag check. If they are, I might wanna Just go in and go out real quick. Supreme Temple, Workers' Culture Palace. They've got tennis courts. You can pretend you're Puyi playing tennis in the Imperial Palace. Last Emperor. Palais. Remember Peter O'Toole's characters judging the tennis, or maybe they're playing, I think they're playing tennis, not badminton. When the warlords' forces, Shikai's forces come in, storm the palace, and kick them out. Hello.
Guide of the Forbidden City.
Thank. I won't go. I will. No, thank you. No, I will go to Junction Park. So, I guess I'll collect my bag. I hate picking it up, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to check it again. I think I may be able to get a ticket here for Junction Park. I hate asking, like I wanted to ask that girl if I could get a ticket here, but I made the mistake of interacting with one of the quote tour guides by Tianamen Gate this morning, and then he wouldn't leave me alone, and then he wanted $5, and I was like, for what? You haven't done anything. I'm not giving you money for no reason. Let's see, they've got some directions here. Let's see if they say anything about Junction Park. Exit from the east side, that's all they're gonna tell me. Huh?